Yeah, that's okay. We'll get it later. I just got moved up. Thank you. Is this on?
Testing.
This meeting held in the Roselle Park Middle School Auditorium is an open session of the Roselle Park Board of Education held under the Open Public Meetings Act of the State of New Jersey. Notice of this meeting was sent to the Star Ledger, Legal Source or Local Source, the Home News Tribune, the Borough Clerk, school offices, and the district website. Roll call, please.
President Carlstrom,
Here.
Vice President Falcon, absent Mr. Fernandez,
Here.
Mr. Harms, Mr. Hemingway,
Here.
Mix Infante, absent Dr. Kirkland,
Here.
and Ms. Quintella.
Here.
We have quorum.
Thank you. Please stand for this flag salute. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Resolved that the Roselle Park Board of Education meeting hereby convenes to executive session for discussion of the following subjects: student matters, attorney-client privilege. It is anticipated that the executive session will take approximately 60 minutes. The board may take action during public session. The board shall return to public session following executive session at approximately 7 p.m. The minutes of the executive session shall be released to the public when the reason for the executive session no longer exists. May I have a motion to go into executive session? May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I'm not speaking. Don't worry. Right, so Sadie goes and then Hector. Let's see how loud.
One. Oh, that is loud. Just one. My name is Hector Velasquez. I know, really. My name is Hector Velasquez. I don't know. I talk really fast for some reason. My name is Hector Velasquez. Okay. My name is Hector Velasquez. My name is Hector Velasquez. I don't think so. Which first part of the first sentence? Versus where ends in. Let's see this part. To where?
You're practicing on the microphone. You look great. You look great. Okay, take a deep breath. It's gonna be fine. Okay, so just practice this the microphone right here. This is where you're gonna be giving your speech from. And come to the board event, it'll be right up here. Okay.
Good evening, Mr. Garrido. Good evening, Mr. Garrido, Ms. Callis, and members of the Board of Education. My name is Sadie Lavach, and I, along with Madeline Hemingway and Hector Velasquez, are honored to be here with you tonight representing the Middle School Student Council. After a rigorous nomination practice, we were chosen by our classmates to organize social and extracurricular activities and to participate in the government of our school. We work to promote good citizenship, scholarship, leadership, communications, and cultural values through various projects and activities throughout our school and community.
Okay, listen, that took me like literally 7 tries just to say my whole name. Like for no reason. Go ahead. As a member of the student council, we got to work closely with our advisors, administrators, and classmates to express ideas about how to make middle school a fun, safe, and comfortable place to be at. Our advisors provide us with opportunities to develop leadership skills through organizing and carrying out school activities and service projects. Some of those projects include organizing food collections and donations for the Roselle Park Asano Center, Union County shelters, as well as other charities throughout the school year.
I can go up there if you want.
No.
Look, it's good to get comfortable with doing this. It's good practice.
No, I'm actually kind of happy with the way. Wait, are we doing the election on video? Because if we are, I will be happy.
We are doing it, right?
Do you want me to go up on stage?
Sure.
It appears to be that way. Approximately 7 o'clock.
I'm gonna wait till he goes up so I can talk to him.
What?
Gonna wait till he comes up,
Oh, you got it.
you know?
You got it.
Okay.
All the technology in our school and our building, so when the internet goes out, that's what, or everything's going great.
Returning to school after remote learning has had its own challenges. As members of the Student Council, we are responsible for providing ideas to make the return to in-person school learning a good one. By scheduling Spirit Days, students look forward to coming to school. These days help build the morale and confidence within our school environment. We are currently in the process of organizing the middle school fall dance and activities to bring the student body together. We would like to thank Ms. Goyce, Mr. Schreiner, Mr. Garrido, Ms. Callis, as well as all the members of the Board of Education for having us here tonight. Thank you and have a good night.
Well, can I make a little change? Yep. I put, Hey, I did that and you still let me slide. No, I mean in the essay papers in sixth grade. Either you missed it or you made me take it. Yeah. You missed it.
Move these up. You want to move the kids up? You want to move the kids up?
Yeah, let's move them up. Yes, please. Like that, they can leave before superintendent. Yep, excellent, excellent.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's board meeting. May I have a motion to return to public session? May I have a second?
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're going to move the student recognition up this evening. The following Roselle Park Middle School students will be recognized for the Council of 10. And I would like to, I guess, introduce the principal, Mrs. Goyce. Good evening, Mrs. Goyce.
Good evening. I would like to welcome our students, Sadie Lavach, Hector Velasquez, and Madeline Hemingway. These students will be speaking tonight and sharing a description of what it means to be a member of the Student Council here at Roselle Park Middle School, what they are responsible for throughout the school year, their service projects and activities that they are organizing, and how they are building a positive school environment.
Good evening, Mr. Garrido, Ms. Callis, and members of the Board of Education. My name is Sadie Lavach, and I, along with Madeline Hemingway and Hector Velasquez, are honored to be here with you tonight representing the Middle School Student Council. After a rigorous nomination practice, we were chosen by our classmates to organize social and extracurricular activities and to participate in the government of our school. We work to promote good citizenship, scholarship, leadership, communications, and cultural values through various projects and activities throughout our school and community.
As a member of the student council, we got to work closely with our advisors, administrators, and classmates to express ideas about how to make middle school a fun, safe, and comfortable place to be. Our advisors provide us with opportunities to develop leadership skills through organizing and carrying out activities and service projects. Some of the projects include organizing food collections and donations for the Roselle Park Casano Center, Union County shelters, as well as other charities throughout the school year.
Returning to school after remote learning has had its own challenges. As members of the Student Council, we are responsible for providing ideas to make the return to in-person learning a good one. By scheduling Spirit Days, students look forward to coming to school. These days help build the morale and confidence within our school environment. We are currently in the process of organizing the middle school fall dance and activities to bring the student body together. We would like to thank Ms. Goyce, Mr. Schreiner, Mr. Garrido, Ms. Callis, as well as all the members of the Board of Education for having us here tonight. Thank you and have a good night.
Thank you, students. We moved you up so you can go home and relax and complete your homework. Have a good evening. You want Mrs. Goyce to continue then? Okay, and Mrs. Goyce, you may continue.
Good evening, Mr. Garrido, Mrs. Carlson, Ms. Callis, and all the board members. I would like to share our September principal's report, as well as some upcoming activities, including up until now in October. We had an enrollment of 476 as of 9/7, 142 sixth graders, 172 seventh graders, and 162 eighth graders. We conducted our drills on 9/21, testing our school communication systems and procedures, and on 9/22, our first fire drill. Our calendar of events, we made sure that on August 31st, the sixth grade and new students had a parent orientation. On September 1st and September 2nd, we had a sixth and seventh grade sneak a peek. September 14th, our school pictures. September 21st, Guidance Department Theme Day for International Day of Peace. On September 23rd, we started our Start Strong Math grades 6 through 8 testing, followed by September 24th with our LAL. September 27th, we did our science for the sixth grade. And on September 28th, after a long 2 years, we had a back-to-school night in person. September 27th through October 1st, we had our Start Strong makeups, and we have completed all of them. September 28th, we did Lincoln Math, and September 30th, we started our Lincoln ELA. Some of our housekeeping, student handbook was updated for the school year 21-22 and uploaded to Genesis, as well as the parent handbook and emailed to parents and guardians. Our teachers also received their updated handbook for the school year 21-22 and uploaded to our school-wide staff Google Classroom. Our laptop insurance payments and waivers were collected and processed for 473 students, and laptops were also distributed. During the month of September, we added 39 new students and we had 19 withdrawals. Back to school night, we welcomed 370 parents. Split lunches are well underway for each grade level, approximately 20 minutes each rotation. Boys and girls fall soccer season is underway. Our homework club started for students on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Middle school chorus and band started practicing as well in mid-September. As you heard, student council has been running a lot of fundraisers. One of the ones we just finished was a gear fundraiser. Some of our upcoming events for October. October 4th through the 8th was our Week of Respect. October 18th, Activity Club Fair for all advisors. October 29th will be our RPMS Fall Dances. October 25th through the 29th, we will be celebrating Red Ribbon Week. And we will have our club fair sponsored by our PTA coming up in November. Student council is holding their spirit days during October. Wednesdays are Wear Pink for breast cancer awareness. And on Fridays, it is Panther Pride. October 11th, we had Dress as Your Favorite Literary Character. And October 18th, this past Monday, was Dress Like a Teacher Day. Middle school clubs will be starting soon, as we had our club fair, and that will be volleyball, science, newspaper, Panther Paws, home economics, art club, chess club, anime, and technology and 3D club. Thank you, board members. It has been a pleasure and it continues to be, and I appreciate all of the support. Have a good night.
Thank you. At this time, we would like to continue with the agenda, the public participation, agenda items only. Each member of the public may speak a maximum of 3 minutes. Please state your name and address for the record when you step up to the podium. Seeing no member of the public stepping up to the podium, we're going to move on to committee reports. Does anyone have a committee report? Seeing no committee reports, I would like to acknowledge the passing of a retired educator. Mr. Frank Ferlazzo passed away 2 weeks ago. And Mr. Filazzo was a music teacher in the elementary. He was the band director at the high school, vice principal and principal at the high school. And at the end of his career, he was the director of curriculum. He was a great family man, and Roselle Park became his second family. Everyone that he met, whether it was his coworker or students, became his family, his extended family. So we wish sympathy to his wife and children. Thank you. And now I'd like to turn the microphone over to Mr. Garrido, our superintendent.
Thank you, Mrs. Colstrom. Good evening, everyone. This evening will include a presentation of our test scores by Ms. Colleen Bodek, who is our Director of Guidance and Testing at the high school. And this year's presentation is a little different for obvious reasons. The New Jersey Student Learning Assessment was canceled for the second year due to the pandemic. So you will see a condensed version of what we typically present tonight. One thing that I do want to make the parents aware, the Star Strong assessment that was given just a couple weeks ago, the results will be in district by December. So you'll hear a presentation, hopefully, if not the December meeting, the January meeting, in terms of the Star Strong presentation. Now I would like to introduce Ms. Bodek to come up and present the test scores as is required by the state regulations. Ms. Bodek.
Thank you, Mr. Garrido. So as Mr. Garrido mentioned, the NJSLA, the New Jersey Student Learning Assessment, was not given this spring. However, the Dynamic Learning Maps, or DLM, which is given to our students with the most significant cognitive disabilities, was given. And that assessment was given to less than 10 students. And due to suppression rules around student data, we will not be reporting those results tonight. Just so you know, the Dynamic Learning Maps assesses students in the areas of language arts, mathematics, and science. And students receive an achievement score on that. And those achievement levels are emerging, approaching, at target, and advanced. Results were sent to families in September. It's going a little quickly. Sorry about that. Our access for ELLs, which is the assessment that's given to our ELL population, was given in the spring. The only option was in-person testing. So though we had 162 ELL students district-wide last year, only 146, which is most of the ELL population, tested. And students are assessed in their English language skills and in 7 domains. And a proficiency level is given to each of the students based on their performance. Just to give you an idea, last year, our ELL population included 29 students with less than 1 year in the country, 45 students with about 1 year, 33 students with 2 years in the program, and 55 students with 3 or more years in our program. And this is the results that came in district-wide. So we had about 25 students that received the proficiency level of entering, which is pretty much on target with our less than 1 year students. So we had 29 students with less than 1 year in the program, and 25 received a proficiency level of entering. 30 at emerging. And if you notice here, we have 45 students with 1 year in the program. So most of our 1 year or less students were in that entering or emerging category. Then we had 52 students that had a performance level of developing, 37 at expanding. So most of our 2 and 3 year students fell into those 2 categories. 17 students were able to exit our ELL program last year with their scores on the Access, which I think is a pretty big feat for being virtual for part of the year and overcoming the challenges that we faced with the pandemic. Subgroup data was not available and is not going to be reported for this exam. The alternate access for ELLs is similar to the DLM. It tests ELL students with the most significant cognitive disabilities. And again, we had less than 10 students test in the spring. And to protect the confidentiality and rights of those students, the results will not be reported during this meeting. So now that we have the data, what are we going to do to improve? We will continuously assess the needs and abilities of both our ELL students and our special education students and tailor their educational plans to facilitate optimal academic growth. We will encourage the analysis of test results by our teachers, and our Link It program helps us do that. We'll prioritize practice testing prior to spring assessments, and we will continue to simulate standardized testing conditions in the classroom throughout the year. This is just a little information on the Start Strong assessments that were given this fall. We actually have just a couple more makeups this week, and then we should be wrapped up with that. Just so everyone knows, 4th through 9th graders were tested in ELA. We had 4th through 8th graders tested in math, as well as students enrolled in Algebra 1, Geometry, and Algebra 2. And then we had science, grades 6, 9, and 12 tested. And preliminary results are actually already available to us. And district-wide results will be available on December 6th. And like Mr. Garrido said, reported at a later meeting. Some testing resources that are available to our school communities. Each quarter, I send out a newsletter indicating upcoming assessments and a guidance and testing update, and that's available on our website, but also on Twitter at Colleen_Bodek. And our district assessment information can be found on the RPSD website. And I always welcome questions from the community via email or phone call. Thank you very much.
It's too loud, yeah. Thank you, Ms. Bodek, for that presentation. I just want to remind everyone that we also, and Ms. Bodek did mentioned, we also internally assess our students using the Link It. That gives us immediate results where we can analyze the data and assist the students, in particularly with any learning loss or regression as it has happened the past 19 months. So we can really track students learning using the Link It, and that is used throughout the year. Just one more thing before I turn it back over to Mrs. Karlstrom. I want to acknowledge, as I've been doing for the past 19 months, the work that the staff is doing throughout the district. under really challenging times. You know, we are full-time every day, our students are in, and it is a challenging time. And equally, I do want to thank the parents for their patience, understanding, because it's not easy. What we've gone through, what we continue to go through. So I would ask to please continue to be patient and understanding. We have a big challenge ahead of us, but we're ready. We're ready for the challenge, and we're ready to work with the students in whatever they need, whether it's academically, social, emotionally, or with anything else. So once again, thank you. Mrs. Kostrom, that's my report.
Thank you, Mr. Garrido. Moving along with the agenda, we're on to policy, agenda items 1 through 2. Number 1, district policy, second reading. Number 2, district policy, adoption reading. May I have a motion to approve?
Make a motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Fernandez,
Yes.
Mr. Harms,
Yes.
Mr. Hemingway,
Yes.
Dr. Kirkland,
Yes.
Ms. Quintella, and President Crosstrom.
Yes. Personnel, agenda items 3 through 18. Number 3, staff appointments. Number 4, staff resignation. Number 5, job description. Number 6, maternity leave of absence extension request. Number 7, medical leave of absence. Number 8, district substitutes. Number 9, additional breakfast proctor personnel. Number 10, additional lunch proctor personnel. Number 11, behavioral support stipends. Number 12, revision of middle school extracurricular advisors 2021-2022. 13, degree changes. 14, elementary proctors 2021-2022. 15, high school and middle school additional teachers and classes 2021-2022. 16, change of assignment transfer. 17, additional athletic coaches 2021-2022. 18, additional athletic proctors 2021-2022. And then the addenda, number 1, the district substitutes. May I have a motion to approve?
So move.
May I have a second?
Okay.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Fernandez, Mr. Harms, Mr. Hemingway,
Yes. One second, I'm not done. Yes on all, no on 16 G and H.
Mr. Hemingway,
Yes.
Dr. Kirkland,
Yes.
Ms. Quintella,
Yes, with no to 16 G and H.
and President Crosstrom.
I say yes, but no to 16 G and H. On to education, agenda items 19 through 24. 19, education programs. 20, nursing services plan. 21, curriculum adoption. 22, district emergency virtual or remote instructional plan. 23, conference attendance request. 24, educational trip request. May I have a motion to approve?
So move.
May I have a second?
Okay.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Fernandez,
Yes.
Mr. Harms,
Yes.
Mr. Hemingway,
Yes.
Dr. Kirkland,
Yes.
Ms. Quintella, and President Crosstrom.
Yes. Business. Agenda items 25 through 36. 25, monthly certification. 26, approval of bills. 27, approval of minutes. 28, use of building and grounds. 29, stale check cancellation. 30, grant application. 31, district contracts agreements. 32, secretary treasurer report. 33, budget transfers. 34, additional district contract for 2021, 2022. 35, comprehensive maintenance plan, 2021, 2022. 36, transporting contracts termination. And the addenda item 2, IDA budget revision. May I have a motion to approve this business section?
Move.
Second.
And the second, thank you. Roll call, please.
Mr. Fernandez,
Yes.
Mr. Harms,
Yes.
Mr. Hemingway, Dr. Kirkland,
Yes.
Ms. Quintella,
Yes, with abstention 28B.
did you say E? I couldn't hear you.
E as in Edward?
B as in Bob.
Oh, there you go. Thank you. And President Crosstrom.
Yes. Okay, on to new business. Number 37, board member vacancy. At this time, you're going to do the questions or just appoint? Okay, at this time, may I have Maria Cunha come to the podium?
Hello, good evening.
Hi, Maria, welcome. Hi, Maria.
Hello.
So we have a few questions for you.
Sure.
So take a deep breath, and here's question number 1. And we've asked these questions before when we've had other candidates come up. And at the last minute, there were 2 people to be nominated for this position. And right now, you're the only one, but we'd still like to get a little bit to know you. So do you have time to dedicate to the board, noting that it is more than just the board meetings, it's also committee meetings, etc.?
I fully understand and I'm ready and to commit.
Thank you. What committees would you be interested in and why?
I'm pretty much open with whatever you need me for. Just let me know and I'm ready.
Thank you. And do you have any children in the school district?
Yes, I have one freshman in the high school, a 7th grader in the middle school, and a 2nd grader at Sherman.
Thank you. And tell us why you think you would be a good addition to the board.
I believe because I'm going through it right now. It's like real time. I have 3 kids and 3 different school systems, and I feel I'm in the school district, and I feel I could give you the report of what's going on in the school, vice versa. I'm just here to help, and I liked everything that you've done last year with the pandemic. I think everything was handled perfectly, and I definitely want to join the team.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
At this time, I would ask a motion to have the board appoint Maria Cunha as the board member to fill the vacancy until December 31st, 2021. I have a motion and then a second. May I have a roll call?
Mr. Fernandez,
Yes.
Mr. Harms,
Yes.
Mr. Hemingway,
Yes.
Dr. Kirkland,
Yes.
Ms. Quintella,
Yes.
and President Crosstrom.
Yes.
Congratulations, Ms. Cunha.
At this time, we are saddened to accept the resignation of another board member, Ms. Marissa Falcon, effective today, October 19th, 2021. She and her family have moved out of district. So at this time, I don't think we need a motion. We just need a roll call to accept that.
No, you do need a motion.
Okay, we need a motion to accept the resignation of Ms. Falcon.
So moved.
May I have a second? Thank you. Now a roll call.
Mr. Fernandez,
Yes.
Mr. Harms, Mr. Hemingway, Dr. Kirkland,
Yes.
Ms. Quintella,
Yes.
and President Crosstrom.
Yes. With Ms. Falcon leaving us, at this time, we need to appoint a vice president for the remainder of the year. May I have a motion to nominate someone for the role of vice president?
I nominate Lauren Harms.
Again.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. I guess at this point, any other nominations? Okay, seeing none, may I have a roll call to appoint Lauren Harms as Vice President for the Roselle Park Board of Education until the end of December?
Mr. Fernandez,
Yes.
Mr. Harms,
Absolutely.
Mr. Hemingway,
Yes.
Dr. Kirkland,
Yes.
Ms. Quintella,
Yes.
and President Crosstrom.
Yes. At this time, we're going to move to the public participation portion. Each member of the public may speak a maximum of 3 minutes. Please state your name and address for the record as you approach the podium, or when you approach the podium.
Good evening. My name is Larissa Belsky. I'm a resident at 535 Ashwood Avenue. I'm a parent of 3 high school students and a preschooler. And no, I'm not here to talk about the school lunch. I'm here today to express my concerns with the use of drugs and vaping in high school bathrooms. I believe that schools should be the second place where a child feels the safest, with the first place being their homes. Unfortunately, it appears that this is not the case. You see, a few weeks ago, one of my high school children expressed that he felt anxious using the boys' bathroom after he witnessed a drug transaction in there. Meanwhile, a friend's daughter expressed that the girls' bathroom smells like weed, marijuana. And other high school kids have expressed to me that they have witnessed other teenagers vaping in the bathrooms. I have been informed that there are monitors outside of the bathrooms, but staff is not allowed to be placed inside bathrooms, making these issues very hard to fight. Before anyone asks, yes, I have brought my child's concern to the principal, who I can say attempted to come up with an alternative plan for my son by advising him that he can use the gender-neutral bathroom or other bathrooms in the school. Although I do appreciate the principal's intentions and efforts to make my child feel comfortable in school, it is my opinion, and I'm sure the opinion of other parents, that these are issues that should not be occurring in our schools. Something must be done, and I'm here today to charge you with the responsibility of finding a solution for this problem before we, the borough of Roselle Park, becomes another town deeply affected by the drug epidemic among teens. You have been elected by the people of this town to do what is best for our children in their schools. And I trust that you feel that drug use and sale in the school bathrooms is a very serious issue and must be addressed immediately. I trust that you will provide the appropriate support to our principal and provide better tools in order to fight this issue going on in our school. Thank you.
Ms. Belsky, Thank you so much for that information. I will be meeting with Mrs. Costa and we'll design a plan. I'm absolutely concerned about exactly what you're concerned about, but thank you for bringing it to our attention. Appreciate it.
Hello, I'm Lucy Figueredo. I live at 330 Sheridan Avenue. I have a concern about lunches. So my children are both telling me the food is cold when they go to eat it. The food has mold. The food was raw. I've brought it to other people's attention. Other parents have complained. And now the solution is let's do it à la carte. What's the difference? If the food is disgusting and the children are not eating, why should I pay for it? At this point, it is free. But what changed? What made something happen that changed the food from 2 years ago to this year? The food, my child comes home and tells me she's starving. So now I'm packing her snacks, I'm packing her water, I'm making sure my daughter gets home enough time to eat because she has cheer. So in between all this, I would like to know what changed and what are you going to change about the school and their food? Thank you.
Thank you for bringing that to our attention. We have been monitoring, you're not the only one that we've heard from. We'll be continuing to monitoring the situation with the lunches. Thank you.
Jen Jaskula, 145 West Grand Avenue. I just have a couple of comments. One that's more a little personal. At the high school, I noticed we have a mask mandate. We have them everywhere, but we have children who have, they're hard of hearing. They can't see. It's part of their IEP. We still do not have masks that they can see the teacher speaking. We are now 2 months into the school year. It's part of their IEP. Can we kind of have a frame when the teachers will be supplied with that? That's my first one, so hang on. The second one is, I noticed that we have COVID testing with the vaccines. Do we have a plan that our teachers are able to be tested either once weekly or twice weekly? Are we paying for it as a board? Are the insurance companies paying for it? And are they able to do it on school time? Because it's something that we, the district, is mandating throughout the state. I know a number of other districts are allowing their teachers to be tested during the day, so it doesn't take away from that. Thanks. Oh, I lied. One other question. I want to congratulate Maria for being appointed, but I'm a little confused if she's appointed, why she's sitting here and not on the dais.
The next meeting, she has to have an oath and things like that, so it takes the next meeting. But I'm not the law, the law's here.
That's just in the past, correct me if I'm wrong, but we've had them once they've been appointed, they've been put on. That's it.
I just want to add, the last board vacancy, the oath was administered at the following meeting.
Any other member of the audience wish to come up to the podium? If not, I would like to have a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The next scheduled board meeting will be a closed session and an open session on Tuesday, October 26, 2021 at 7 p.m. Open only, not executive at all. The board meeting will be held here at the Roselle Park Middle School Auditorium. Thank you and good night.